All right, whenever you're ready to go ahead, you're doing.
Dylan, I was talking to John Donovan. I mean, he said that you kind of have a little bit of a rare ability in terms of flushing mistakes, and I'm sure all coming up as a quarterback, you're going to throw interceptions, do that kind of stuff, but just the ability to move past that. Have you always been that way, or is that something that you sort of have developed over time?
I think that's something I've always been that way throughout Little League and all that stuff. I mean, that's just kind of how you got to be as a quarterback. You got to be that guy that everyone looks to when stuff goes bad, and when stuff goes right, you got to be just even. And so that's kind of what I have to do. I feel like I've always been like that through Little League, middle school, high school, all that stuff. And so, I'm just going to keep being that way.
Dylan, I know you're the returning starter from last year, but early in camp, Jimmy told us that you were the starter. Were you kind of surprised that he named you the starter that early in camp?
I mean, that's a decision he makes. I just got to, come every day and do my job. There was, even if he named me that early, there was still a lot of camp left at that point. And, I couldn't have done anything different. I just got to go and show up every day and do my job.
Dylan, quarterbacks are always looked at as leaders, no matter the team. The oddity of last year, did it allow you to take ownership of being a leader for that group, or was it such just an odd year between the short schedule and everything that you couldn't really do that? And then from there, how did you sort of build into that through spring and now into fall camp?
Yeah, definitely. Last year was weird. I think it was definitely hard to kind of step in a leadership role when you're on Zoom. You're not really in person running plays together. You're learning it online, and then we got together and finally started running some stuff. And just me personally, as a younger guy, I just wanted to lead by example. Just show the guys I'm gonna do my job, and that's all I can control. And then now, just stepping into a more leadership role, I've tried to bring some more juice to the sideline and to our offense, and really try to bring some guys up in the off season, throw with a lot of the receivers, get the whole offense together, try to learn some stuff together. So it definitely helped with having a normal year.
You watched tape of your performance in camp this year next to tape of last year, I guess not this time, but camp time last year. Well, what do you think the biggest differences would be?
I think just my decision making, being more decisive, and I think that just came with understanding defenses a little better. A lot of tape I watched in the off season was just understanding, base defense coverages, little keys that would help me on the field that I could, get to a certain target a little quicker. And also too, my biggest thing is just understanding protections better, being able to, shift the protection with certain pressures. And I think that's the biggest jump I've seen for myself between this camp and last.
Dylan, Washington typically has had the really tall starting quarterback like Eason, Steve Ballore, Chris Chandler, those kind of guys. I think you're the shortest starting quarterback in about 40 years here at Washington. Is there a sense of pride for you to overcome, I'm not sure, height disadvantage, but just the mold, I guess?
No, not at all. I still got to play quarterback. I said that, last interview. You can be 6'5", 6'5". You still got to do your job. Throw to the right guys.
Sorry, go ahead.
Speaking of looking at tape, what about just the regular season tape you looked at? What stood out to you in terms of, I did really well in that area, and maybe areas that you think you could improve on?
I think it's a little sort of the same thing. I think last year was just protecting the ball pretty good. Besides, the first half of the Utah game got fooled into some things. But yeah, last year I was just trying to do my job. Like I said, just trying to throw the right guys, not trying to do too much, just really understanding, the defense that we were playing against and what we were trying to do as an offense, and just operate efficiently.
Dylan, what would need to happen in order for you to feel successful at the end of the year?
I mean, Pac-12 championship, big-time bowl game.
Would you say doing your job? Some quarterbacks are considered game managers. Some are considered, I'm going to take over and throw for 350 yards. Do you feel like there's a certain role that you have, a certain characteristic as a quarterback?
I mean, game manager, protecting the football. That's all I can do. I'm not going to go all, reckless cowboy out there and just throw the ball around. Just want to protect the football, put us in good situations in the run game and the pass game, and just end with points on the board.
Dylan, to play quarterback, you have to have a little bit amount of swagger. We haven't spent a lot of time around you. You seem like you're pretty cool, calm, and collected. Are you like this on the field, out in the tunnel, in the huddle, or do you get fired up out there?
I'll get a little fired up, but for the most part, I gotta stay a little cool, stay a little more even keeled, and when stuff goes bad and stuff's going good, I gotta have the same mentality. Like Coach Cato said, we're just worrying about the play that we're running right now, and so that's what I kind of got to do.
Quarterbacks that you've studied that you admire and trying to model your game after at all?
Drew Brees definitely, just because he's he has games where he's not making all the flashy plays. He had a game last year when he checked the ball down. I don't know how many times, and still threw for over 200 yards, and they won the game. And you can just tell watching film, he knows exactly what he's doing. He understands the defense. He gets the ball to the right guy on time, and you can just tell he just knows exactly what he's doing. He manages the game, protects the football.
So you're not a Brett Favre guy.
Always growing up, I like his little gunslinger mentality. He's got a can of an arm, but from more of a quarterback perspective, what I'm trying to do is protect the football. So I'll watch a guy like Drew Brees.
Brees wanted to be a Cougar?
Nah, whatever.
Dylan, you mentioned this last time, and you talked about this in high school too, that it was always your dream to be a Husky quarterback. I was curious, is there significant moments growing up, like a game you watched, or anything else about this program that you said, yeah, this is so lucky?
I went to a game. Forgot how old I was. It's my first game ever. Keith Price was the quarterback. I forgot who we were playing. Got a picture with Lorenzo Romar. I was with my buddy. He had some season tickets right outside the tunnel. I remember watching the team run out of the tunnel. That moment, I was like, this is my dream. I was decked in all purple. Always have been. So from then on, I knew I wanted to come here and play some football.
Is there a game you can remember where you did go reckless cowboy?
Last year? Oh, high school?
Wherever.
No, not reckless. I'll still try to keep it a little more manageable of getting the ball to the right people. But if, when the game's on the line, I got to fit the ball in the window, I'll try to do that.
Dylan, the Utah game, like you mentioned, you made some mistakes in that game, but then you come back, and obviously that's probably a game you're going to remember for a long time. There was nobody in the stadium, but that feeling when you wrapped that up and when you found Cade and the interception afterwards, where does that rank in terms of experiences throughout your career to this point?
To this point, definitely at the top of the list. Just as a team as a whole, we went through it. We were down 21.5 or whatever, and it just never felt out of reach because we knew that's the type of football we play. And I think just as a whole offense and as a team especially, just coming back from that and getting that done, that was big time. I think that'll be at the top of guys' list of experiences here.
Dylan, can you tell us give us a little bit of insight, what it's like watching film with John Donovan? What are you seeing? What is he seeing? And maybe some things that you're telling him you really like to do, and some, just break it down a little for us.
Last year when we were watching film on opponents, we were watching stuff on Monday through Thursday. As soon as we were done with practice, I was up in his office watching stuff, and we were just going through. He has, most of the plays we have scripted down for that day of what we want to get done, and he'll kind of ask my insight on it, like, do you like this one? How do you feel about this one? And, he's really open of making sure that, I was comfortable last year in that sort of situation in a game. And then I think just the practices during a game week were super organized of, this day we're working third downs, this day we're working mixed downs, we got goal line backed up. And so I think it just really prepares us the whole week to get ready for that game. And I watched a lot of film with Peyton McCollum too. He's one of the quality controls on offense, and he'd always get everyone super dialed on offense. He breaks down the film of the defense, really in detail. So by the time we get to the game, we know exactly what they're doing.
How much of the time would you say is split, looking at your offense as opposed to looking at the defense? Is it a 50-50, 60-40?
I'd say during the week I'd watch more of the defense we're getting ready to play, because during practice we're repping all the plays we're going to run. And then, just really study the plays that we're going to run, and then as I'm watching film, kind of visualizing that against the defense we're playing and certain tendencies they have.
From the outside looking in, it seems like you and Terrell Bynum have a pretty good connection going. Does it seem like, would you agree with that? Does it seem like that's kind of taken a step this year? Yeah,
for sure. He was one of those guys, I would throw a lot with him in the off season. We're like 2 lockers down from each other in the locker room, so we're always talking. We're always kind of picking each other's brains about, what he's seeing on the field, what I'm seeing on the field. He claims he could play quarterbacks. He's a big Madden player, but I tell him it's not that easy. But yeah, in the summertime, we both just worked really hard. All the receivers, we got together, threw a ton of footballs together. Just the relationships all in that room were really strong now in this season.
Do you think people underestimate your arm strength? Because I was watching you and it seemed like you were sneaky fast, almost like a pitcher that people aren't really expecting.
I mean, that's nothing I can control. If they want to believe I have a strong arm or not, it's whatever. I just got to, like I said, deliver the ball to the right person on time. That's all I can control.
You'd agree you throw it pretty hard, don't you?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I'm curious, are you a book guy? You seem like you're pretty knowledgeable and just about controlling everybody else. Like, do you have inspiration from a book or something like that?
I'm trying to get into reading more. But I mean, that's just, I don't know. Something I'm trying to get into more. A little more of those, I just finished the David Goggins book. I don't know if you know who that is. Navy SEAL guy. Just finished that book, his mentality of, he always says staying hard and having a good mentality, all that stuff.
You mentioned Terrell wanting to play quarterback a little bit. Of all the non-quarterbacks, who's got the best arm?
Non-quarterbacks, he's up there. Sean McGrew's got a pretty good arm. I'd say those two guys. That's the top of my head who I can think of.
All right, let's cut it off and get these linemen over. Henry, I'll go with you first.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, John.